can't feel your fever taking over. Can you see your fever taking over me?
Hello YouTube, Sweet here again with another Wifi Battle. Since I got knocked out of the Wild Chaser tournament, I thought I might as well upload one or two practice matches I had with my mate Sergeant. This was another singles match which went down to the wire. This was close match. He starts with a lead of Fernate, I start off my Bronzong, and I make a stupid mistake in thinking I could survive a choice banded flare blitz. Yeah, I think we need a bit of silence for that stupid mistake. So I send in my Gyarados next, get the Intimidate off, and he switches, I predict, and I go with my Dragon Dance. He sends in his Jelly Sense, I go for my Dragon Dance, and I'm going to surprise him with a special Gyarados. And he switches back into his Infernape, and I hit him with the Thunder, which I should have predicted to some extent, to be honest, but I didn't, so yeah. Also, I made a mistake of giving my Gyarados one item. I gave it Leftovers instead of giving it the Life Orb. Life Orb should have been a little bit handier, would have killed that Infernape one, but what you going to do about it? It's done, it's done. I went for the Thunder here, thinking that he might try and do a double switch back into his Jelly Set, but he doesn't. He sends in a Weaver, and he just goes for Ice Shard. I thought I could survive it with just a little bit, and hit him with a Fire Blast, but Ice Shard kills me. Could have got max damage, I'm not entirely sure, but that's one more down. I send in my Event Raikou with Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere, the Weaver, it's got the Focus Sash, which sort of predicted, I didn't mind, but a little bit misplayed his parts, and he goes for Taunts. I remember Sergeant saying that he didn't really know what Raikou could do, so he went for a Taunt just to be a little bit on the safe side. Works out quite well for me, as in I go first, I go for the Volt Switch just to kill him and try and get a different guy out because I want to keep my Raikou for later. I send in my Bahamut, my Hydreigon, knowing that whatever he sends out I am going to hit very hard. He sends out his Genesect, and seeing that I have my Hydreigon out, he switches into his Magnezone. Now a good player in his half doesn't do very much, so I switch out, send in my Raikou. I think at this point he sends up his Light Screen, knowing that I'd probably send in my Raikou to Aura Sphere. He withdraws his Magnezone, sends in his Dragonite as I go for an Aura Sphere, thinking it's a little bit too early to start predicting, so I just went for a safe option. That does peanuts damage. I think that is about 10, but thankfully his multi-scale is broken, and that's all that really mattered, I think. It's quite weird though, because he's running a multi-scale Dragonite with a Life Orb, and I was thinking that sort of just defeats the purpose of having multi-scale, considering that I talked to him afterwards and he didn't have Roost. So yeah, I predicted him to switch into his Magnezone, so with my Hydreigon I went for Focus Blast, but it misses. Yeah, a bit of a fail, not a fail, but Haxie again. But he goes for the HP, I think it's HP Ice, as I go for another Focus Blast, and he predicts that subsequently to go into his Genesect. I withdraw my Traced Hydreigon, go into my Mantine. Never used Mantine before. It was one of these guys that I had in my 4th gen, which I made, which I didn't really use. Mantine goes for the Confuse Ray to confuse the Genesect, and I think next turn I go for the Toxic to try and stall out Genesect. The Genesect goes for the Shadow Ball and does nothing because Mantine is so specially bulky. It's brilliant. Yep, I went for the Toxic right there and I missed. But I do get hacks on my part where the Genesect hits himself in confusion due to my Confuse Ray. Both sides get some leftovers recovery, getting all the good stuff back. And then I got hit by my poison. I use Aqua Ring to get back a little bit of HP because Mantine has no decent recovery whatsoever. No roosts, no recover, no slack off. It does get rest, as everything does, but in hindsight, the rest could have been better, but yeah, it's okay. I go for another Toxic and I miss again. Do you know, narrating all these battles and looking back, I've just been so, oh my god, the Haxes have not been on my side. Missed 2 Toxics here. The first 5 turns of my tournament match, so bad. Crits when they matted. I know. Third time lucky, and I get my Toxic at last because there's no way he's getting that Toxic. Toxic damage should have been racking up so much by now. There, the Genesect went for a Toxic. He said he felt sorry, so he went for another Toxic. Just to pity, maybe. I don't know. I withdraw my Mantine at this point into my Bahamut because I'm thinking that Revenant's going to use some sort of water move and I can bring it in and get the water absorb. He switches his Genesect actually the same turn that I switch into his Magna Zone, and I hit him with a Fire Blast. Speaking afterwards, he did not know that I could have had the Fire Blasts or that I did carry it, so a good part on my behalf. He sends in his Dragonite again, and I send in my Porygon Zeds, another experiment as you will. It's a Adamant, adaptability, agility, and last resort Porygon Zeds, but that Dragonite takes him out with 2 HP speeds, unfortunately. Actually, no, wait, is that... wait, Sour? Is multi-scale and extreme speed legal? It's not legal, is it? Huh. I'll have to look it up. Anywho, my Hydreigon comes in, and I take the extreme speed, and I hit it back with a Draco Meteor or PK Starstorm. Yeah, I'm going to be naming it Nest from now on. As I predicted, he went for a Scald with his Genesect, sent in my Mantine to get a few more turns in off Toxic. Yeah, not a lot more I can say, to be honest, apart from that my Mantine will eventually go down to Toxic damage. I'm going to cause a little bit more havoc with a Confuse Ray. Hopefully get some small residuals off, and it doesn't work. No, it doesn't. The Genesect goes in with a Shadow Ball, takes me down to 42, get my good stuff recovery, and I think after that I get one last turn after the toxic damage. Yep, so down to 22 HP. Revenant takes his toxic damage, and to be honest, I do not know why I use Aqua Ring here. It was just pretty pointless, I think. Actually, oh, if I remember, actually, he has Water Absorb as well, and my only move is Scald, so I'm pretty much a dead end for me there. My last guy, I send in my Hydreigon on my last legs, and he's withdraws his Genesect, sends in Sigilyph, and I go for Dark Pulse. Hopefully doing enough damage to do half, and it does, and he just barely survives. So next turn I'm going to Dark Pulse him again, get rid of that Sigilyph, and it all goes down to the last hit. Oh boy, that crit mattered. Jokes. No, it didn't really. Genesect, last hit each, hoping this will kill him in one. Go for a Dark Pulse, and it doesn't kill him. I'm hoping he misses the Shadow Ball because of some glitch, because he's got 100 accuracy, but it doesn't. So, good game, Sergeant. This is one of the better battles we had. And, yeah, my losing streak actually continues. God, so bad. So, guys, thanks. Rate, comment, subscribe, and catch you another time.